Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dammit Dani. If you are new here, if you could please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you'll be alerted anytime I put out new content. Also, if you could please hit that thumbs up button while you're here. We are going over Charlie and FFG are one and the same from our queen, Foodie Beauty. Let's get started, guys.
Hi guys, so this is going to be just a bit of pointing some things out. It's not going to be a rage video or anything like that, so I know you're probably wanting that, but it's not going to happen ever again. I have been
Ever again, guys. It's not going to happen ever again.
working on impulse control. So that means in regards to wanting to overeat, wanting to react in anger at being provoked to do so, and this and that. Just
Okay, so first thing I want to say here is why do I feel like it is a rage with the low BMI voice? She's just not screaming, but she's saying everything that she would say if she were screaming, right?
it's just been very, very helpful. Basically learning about delaying gratification. So I have been doing a lot of work on myself. So yes, I've been very busy. I've decided to hold off on live streams because until I have this mastered, this impulse control, I think it's a better idea for me, obviously, to do recorded content that I can be more reflective when I'm saying what I want to say. But I want to call some things out. Look, I need. There's so many people.
Chantel, I thought the whole process here was supposed to be that you weren't going to watch reaction channels. You weren't going to watch the negativity. You weren't going to read the negative comments. You were going to, filter everything so that all that was left was your hug box. So why are you still watching these people? And this is a rage, FYI. It's a rage with your low BMI voice.
Who like to accuse me of never being able to change, that my past will always follow me. No, my past will follow whoever pays attention to it because me, I'm moving on. I have a right to become a better person. Um, my ring is still not, my ring is in the kitchen because I came back from the gym. I don't take my ring to the gym. I don't want to get damaged by the machines and I just don't want it to get lost or stolen. That, in case that happens. There's a lot of people who want to drag me back down and want me to regress and just be miserable and negative like they are. And I say like they are because you can, people like Charlie, people like FFG can sit there on their high horse with their thousands of viewers all day, dog crapping on me, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're not any better. So I don't know where this high horse pretense of self-righteous rhetoric comes from.
Oh,
I
you
just find it very
absolutely
hypocritical
know,
because
Chantel. You absolutely know where it comes from because you've been showing and teaching us for how long now? Maybe step down off of your high horse.
Charlie, you act like you're better than me, but you still, every time you react to me, you are seething. Like you can hear it in your voice. You try to act composed, you try to act high and mighty, but really,
Stale content. Let's go back. Let's see what. There you go. And you still react to the same old things, stale content, just like FFG. Chantel, you are still raging about FFG, and now you're raging about Charlie. Just because you're speaking in a calm voice doesn't mean that the words coming out of your mouth are not the same.
composed, you try to act high and mighty, but really, it just comes down to you being disgusting in your commentary, talking about my body shaming me when you're a larger woman yourself. Actually, if I need to remind you that you built your entire audience under the pretense that you would be better than Amberlynn and I, that you would make a difference, you would show everyone how to lose weight, something that Amberlynn and I could never do. But you're still just talking from the clavicle up, body shaming another obese woman who's trying to better themselves. So that really doesn't make you a better person. It makes you part of the hate train, negative train, and you're always going to have to do that to be relevant.
Okay, I will be honest here. I don't watch Charlie Gold and I very seldom watch FFG. So, as far as the body shaming or fat shaming goes, I haven't heard it, but I'm not saying that it does not exist. I will say, as a larger woman, I try to stay off the topic of her size or her weight, other than the fact that one side of her face right now is larger than the other. And that is not fat shaming. And I will put my plea in here, Chantel. Please, please seek medical help. There's something going on in your body that one side is so much larger than the other side of your face. And I worry for you, honestly, that it has something to do with your heart, or I don't know. I'm not in the medical field, but please see a doctor. If you are so happy and so content in this new marriage and this new relationship in this new place in this new religion, then you should want to be around for a long, long time. To ensure that, please seek medical help.
I don't envy that. You guys can have all the numbers you want. I don't envy that. I know people think I'm upset because I don't get as many views, or honestly, if that were the case, I would be doing live streams, you know? Like, I would be doing open chats. I would be doing anything to try to save my channel. But I'm not going to do that. My health, my mental health is more important. We are fine for money. We're not rich, but that our finances are none of your business. You know, it's us. We're fine. We're living with it. We're planning on traveling. We have enough, mashallah. We're happy with what we have. We don't need to we don't need to degrade people to make a living. And for that, I'll never, never, never be envious. Same with FFG. If she talks about any
Again, let's go back, see what I swear the things that she puts in words on the screen say more than what's coming out of her mouth. It's not bad ass insulting someone. No, it's really not, Chantel. But that's your form of reacting to these people. Your form of coming back at them is calling them names, putting them down, but then you complain when the same thing is done to you.
need to degrade people to make a living. And for that, I'll never, never, never be envious. Same with
It's not degrading people, it's calling people out, calling you out on lies, on manipulation, on fabricating the truth, on making promises that you're not going to keep, on lashing out at your members, etc., etc., etc. That's not insulting you. That's calling you out, playing back your own words, playing back your own behavior, and you can.
G. If she talks about anything else, you don't get the views either. If you talk about anything else other than me, you don't get the views. If you even if you talked about me, if it was in a nice way, you wouldn't get the views. You have to be hateful. You have to continue to sell your own soul to get ahead, and that's not going to last forever. Everyone has ups and downs in life. Nobody has perfect good luck streak their whole life. It doesn't happen. I had my time where I was making a lot of money, but I was miserable at the time that I was making 20K a month. I was miserable. I hated my life. I just honestly just consumed the money away. Now,
I will give her credit here. I can totally see where that would be the case. I think that money changes people. And I think that it's very possible that if you have, if you come into money and you're not used to that, yeah, it could change how you act, how you feel, how you treat others. So I do see where she's coming from with that. I just wish that living a more humble lifestyle would actually make her more humble.
Oh, I don't make that much, but my life is happier, more fulfilling without financial material things. I also am thankful that I now have a partner who's not financially abusive to me, doesn't take advantage of me, and really, really contributes to our life. I mean, I have somebody who has their own business, they earn their own income, and they contribute, and I don't have to worry as much about it, which also really, really has been helpful for me trying to get a grip on my own life. I have said some vile, vile, vile things. Cuba Rage, yes, I was acting very vile. I've explained my reasoning. For a lot of people, that doesn't excuse it, but, I'm not going to keep beating myself up.
I was being abused, and most of that hatred was toward my abuser. See, Chantel, this is precisely the problem. Every time you admit to bad behavior, you excuse it. You were defending yourself. You were high. You were drunk. You were being abused. You were hurt. Try apologizing without the but, and then people might think that it's sincere.
Over things that I did or said during a time when I was really, really, really lost, really, really emotionally damaged, just horrible. And I was just, but comparing to what others have said, if you look on Twitter, if you look on, people calling my mother a whore, people infertility shaming me, making fun of my weight, I don't do that on a daily basis compared to what other people do to me.
Okay, again, I apparently don't watch the reaction channels that she's speaking of because the ones that I watch aren't petty to that point. And I will agree with her um, that isn't constructive criticism. It's not helping anybody. It's negativity that's going to bring down the whole community. Also, I don't believe it's written anywhere that reactions have to be ugly. You can react to somebody and it be a positive thing. We've been covering Planet with a Palette, and most people seem to like her, and our reactions of her are positive. So just because you're reacting to somebody does not mean you have to be hateful. There can be, a line that doesn't get crossed.
And so I find it very, it's like almost a weird way of projecting people who like to sit there, use my content, and beat up on me all day long. I don't do that, and I don't have to do that. And for that, I am so thankful that to the point where I don't even care about my views or my following. Like, I care about my loyal supporters, yes, of course, but beyond that, I'm not here for a popularity contest. To me, this is not a popularity contest. It's not high school. I'm my own person. I'm independent. I make my own content, and that's it. I don't know why people like to beat up on me on every little video I do, but that's not my problem anymore. And I realize that that's the difference now, is I realize that I don't have to give a reaction to anything. I don't have to rage. I don't have to be negative. I don't have to partake in that drama.
But here you are.
It doesn't mean that right now I can't give a calm opinion on everything or on certain things, but it's probably also just not worth it, because even these reactors who I'm addressing, nobody knows who they are outside of reacting to me. Honestly, you're still sitting there being super hateful and having to use my content to get any views of your own. So coming,
Chantel, it doesn't make sense that some of the bigger reaction channels would have, twice, three times, four times the views that you get by your boring content. What makes it not boring is when a reactor reacts to your boring content, because the constant flip flopping and the constant lying and the constant excuses, all of that gets called to the surface. That is why people watch. That is why they get so many more views on your boring content. I know this doesn't sink into you. I don't know why anybody continues to try to explain it to you, because it doesn't sink in.
and the rest of my channel is all original, my original content doesn't even compare whatsoever. Honestly, I'm not even really worried about our channels right now. Like, I'm putting more effort into my life, improving my life.
Okay. For not worrying about your channels, then why do you have so many? And I'm sorry, but the thing that I really want an answer to, you admitted that this was a sock account of Solace that you're doing the ASMR on, which is fine. Repurposing a channel, there's nothing wrong with that. What I would like to know is why why leave messages on your other channels as if this is a stranger? The best couple, the best video I've ever seen. How cheesy, Chantel. Why do you continue to try to boost yourself by using your own comments? Like, it's so silly to me to go around and leave. Are you that bored? If you're that bored, then maybe there is more content out there waiting for you that, you have yet to discover. Because if you're so bored, you're leaving positive comments on your own videos. That's kind of sad, honey.
Than I am into my content. And that's just all I can handle right now. That's all I can do. That's just more important to me. Ramadan is more important to me. I'm just not in the mood to share a lot of things right now. I'm kind of like, putting my head back in my shell for right now. And I just need to do that to protect myself. And just don't ever mistake not reacting as being weak. I hear people say, well, she doesn't fight back, so she's weak. No, not fighting back.
I don't know. I've been all over this community, and I will say I've never heard anybody say she's weak because she's not fighting back. I don't think we have ever seen you not fight back. It's just the way in which you fight back. You can't combat somebody saying negative things about you by just coming on here and ripping their appearance to shreds, or comparing their appearance to you. I know that you've been told your whole life you're pretty, you're cute, whatever. Chantel, you are not all that, honey. There are many, 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 many women that will blow you away in the looks department. And there always will be. There's always, no matter what whether it is a hobby, whether it is a career, whether it is outward appearance, um, there's always going to be somebody higher and bigger and better. Always.
To somebody who's not worth your attention is the strongest thing you can do in life, because that for me has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, ever. Hardest. That and overcoming obviously my food issues, which, by the way, again, very hypocritical of people like Charlie, who started their channel going to show everybody how she could do what Amberlane and I couldn't do. But here you are. And you're more nasty than ever when you talk about us. And it's really sad. I don't envy your life at all. I don't envy that you have to be a negative person trying to prove yourself as more nasty and badass in this whole community. Um, it's just, why? I mean, like, are we not adults or what? Anyway, you said you were going to delete your channel if you won the weight loss challenge. The challenge never happened, and you never lost the weight. And I really don't care. I don't see anyone as less of a person for how much they weigh. I don't really care. Like, honestly, it's not like a one up because you're a bit smaller than someone else or you're smaller than someone else. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a better person at all.
Okay, I totally wholeheartedly agree with that. But how come when you say you're prettier than 90% of the YouTubers, how about when you toot your own horn about your looks? Doesn't it go both ways? It doesn't give you a one up, especially if your heart is black.
Like I said, when you leave this world, and not even then, just in life in general, what you do is what's going to matter. So I'm trying to focus all of my time on doing good deeds, trying to better myself, trying to just move on. And I will. And I am moving on. I have moved on for a lot of things. I make peace with myself. So the only thing that matters is how I live my life and how I view myself and how God views me. Like, only God can judge me. I know it's a classic saying, but it's really the truth. Whenever you're done with this life, who's going to judge you? Charlie Gold? FFG is going to be at the pearly gates? I don't think so. So I've really just learned to accept things the way they are and try to just focus on myself. Doing the gym, it's actually feeling really good being so consistent at something for so long. It doesn't seem like so long. I mean, what has
Props to you, Chantel. Um, I won't speak for everybody, but I would love to see more of you at the gym. But I'd actually like to see you doing stuff at the gym. I don't care, honestly. I don't care if Sala is lifting his 5 pound weights. I don't care if he can throw that bar up in the air and twirl it like a baton. Um, you can't expect people to that have followed you for years to automatically embrace him. Everybody here on YouTube has to prove themselves. They have to earn their place here, right? He hasn't earned that yet. Not saying that he won't, but he hasn't yet. You can't just, throw him down everybody's throats and expect that it's going to happen right away.
like maybe not even been a month yet or whatever, but I still, that's a long time for me. I've had a trouble with consistency, which of course people love to, again, hammer that out. People like to highlight my flaws without even looking at their own because they're actors, they're not the subject, right? But that's the irony of it. That's the hypocrisy of it, is that none of these people are any better. Actually, they've said a lot of worse things and do a lot of worse things. So, I mean, I heard someone say, like, who wants to watch somebody like me, fat or whatever, boring? How am I boring? How am I boring? If you use all of my content every single day, how? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, these two people in particular are very, like, obsessed with my life and obsessed with my, having.
I'll say, Chantal, I think I'll speak for myself here. I think the reason that I still watch now, you may have noticed I've been covering other people. I actually did a stream yesterday, and we didn't talk about you at all. So there is content out there for reactors, even if they're not covering you. I will say, but I think for me, the reason that I still cover you is because I'm waiting to see a glimmer of that person that you used to be. I'm all for you changing. I'm all for, I guess I believe in fake it till you make it. Maybe if you continue to try to be a good person and, eventually it'll catch up and it'll sink in, like bad habits do. Hopefully this good habit will sink in for you. But I've said it over and over. The way you got your subscribers was because of your quirkiness, because, you were funny. All of those things that brought those subscribers to you are gone. There's no quirky side to you whatsoever. It's so serious and it's so smug. And so, yeah, that's exactly why I still watch, because I'm waiting for that, little bit of a shimmer of your old self to come through. Um, I'm not saying that you're doing wrong by trying to change yourself in a positive light, but you also have to kind of rectify the fact that you're totally losing everything about yourself and what made you special.
To react to everything just to make a buck. But there will always be nasty people like this. And when I react to it in a similar way, I'm just as nasty. And I don't like that about myself. I really loathe what drama does to my mental health. For some people, it's just fun. I don't know how. But I would rather spend my time at the gym. I would rather spend my time praying. I would rather spend my time at the mosque. I would rather spend the time watching movies with my husband. I would rather spend the time making my own content here and there for you guys. I hear a lot of comments also like, well, if your husband works, why do you have to work? Okay, technically, no, I don't have to, which is why I'm cutting it back because I'm focusing on myself. Actually, Salah is the one who told me to, you know what, babe, just if you need a break from live streaming, halas, do it. Like, stop. Enough is enough. Do it. He saw what it was doing to me. He saw that I can't control myself if I'm like provoked or triggered. So it's better to just take a step back. And that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to punish my viewers or my beezers. I know, that's why I'm giving you the option if you need to cancel your membership for the time being. I don't know if I might do some in the future or not, but I'm thinking more of just what I'm enjoying doing is actual vlogs. Like for our couples channel, that's my favorite. And we have a lot of the ASMR channel planned content. We're probably going to do a lot of walking through the different markets and things like that. Of course, Salah will hold the camera because I wobble too much, but it'll be a really good exercise at the same time. It's content. And there's so many picturesque things here to do. Beaches, and there's also a lot of just
See, but
markets.
you're not even mentioning your main channel. You're not even mentioning the channel that you put work into, the channel that you grew. You did that, Chantel. So why are you wiping out every last bit of the old Chantel down to the point of, ripping apart the things that she succeeded at? You built this main channel. You're the one that pulled in 92K subscribers. It wasn't Sala. If he loves you so much and he supports you so much, then he should be able to handle the fact that you're successful at this. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to say we're successful at it. Um, you're totally letting this channel go. You're totally letting yourself, who you were, um, your past. Yeah, you might have made a lot of mistakes and everything, but those are who made you who you are, right? So why do you have to erase everything about that past?
And stuff that people would find interesting. People like watching walking and driving videos. I've seen some channels with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in this. I think I watch a guy, his name is Charlie Boy. He just drives around like in his car. He doesn't even edit. He just drives, and people love watching it. I like watching that kind of content. So I figure if I like watching it, then there must be other people who like watching it as well. Another thing, and Salah told me not to address this, but our relaxed area channel used to be Salah's channel. Like during COVID, he made a channel. He made an ASMR channel. And he saw all the people commenting negatively, and he wanted to use that channel to comment positive things about us, comment positive things about our channel, about us as a couple, whatever, positive comments. People use sock accounts and troll accounts to tell me to kill myself. They do it to body shame, to bash me. So how is it a bad thing to use another one of your channels to comment good things about somebody you love? To try to
It wasn't
encourage
just
positive comments.
it wasn't him just building you up, Chantel. It was the couple's channel. It was, best couple. Like, really? Give me a break. That was just lame. I'm sorry.
Like to offset the balance. I don't see how that's a bad thing. I actually think that's an actual
And it's also the deception. It's the fact that you are the creators, right? Going under a false name to try to build, the positive comments. First of all, you're deleting absolutely everything that isn't a comment like that. Oh, you're the best couple. This is the best video ever. It's deceptive. That's the issue.
really sweet thing for him to do, and just shows that he really cares. And I don't know. I just think, some people might think it's cringy. That's fine. But I think that most people have Slack accounts, and so that they can be anonymous and say what they want. The thing
And they use them for bad, not good.
is even if you're anonymous, just because
They're
you're
using
anonymous
them.
and
Also, they're using them toward other people, not themselves.
nobody knows it's you saying it, you still know it's you saying it. God still knows it's you saying it. And it doesn't mean that you're going to escape the karma that comes with being so vile towards people. If I'm going to be held accountable, as everyone likes to hold me accountable for what I say, you can guarantee that you're going to be held the same accountability. I will say, I see people holding, Charlie as the new hero for going against FFG. The thing is that she's not any better. Like, she's not any better. Because if you look at her career history on YouTube, it's been just as vile towards Amberlynn and I. It's been nothing but being ableist, making fun of the fact that Amberlynn couldn't walk up a curb. I've basically, in other words, heard her say that I don't care if I ate myself to this way.
Again, I'm not a fan of Charlie's. I do not watch Charlie, so I can't say in what context, she said any of these things. I will say for myself, like when you could not get up the curb in Kuwait, and we discussed that, it's not about shaming you, Chantel. I know that it's hard to grasp, and it is complicated concept, but some of us, truthfully, worry for you. Why do you think I've been making these pleas for you to please get medical help about your face? Some of us, aren't waiting for the day that you keel over on a live stream. That we're not sitting in anticipation for that. So sometimes when we bring attention to the things, it's to bring attention to the fact that this is like a red flag. This is something that needs to be addressed.
I deserve to be made fun of. Like, that just really, wow. It's like it's okay to bash on fat people because they had issues with food, and I mean, that's the most self-loathing statement I've ever heard anyone make.
And also, Chantel, being a big woman, and I can say this too, you are always going to have those people that are going to look at you and only see the weight. They're not going to even care to take the time to see what's inside. You as a bigger woman, you have to realize that is how society is. They are going to judge you for your outward appearance. It's human nature. I'm not saying it's something good about human nature, but it's human nature.
I feel bad that you feel that way about yourself. Have some self-compassion, man. Like, really, I can't fathom ever thinking that way about myself, but it makes sense that somebody who bashes other fat women for a living would have that sentiments toward themselves, because that's exactly what projecting is. You feel a certain way about yourself and you project that onto other people. As for former Beezer, Missy Moo, I don't really want to give her much attention because that's exactly what she wants right now. But to say that you bullied people for me is a total lack of taking any adult responsibility for.
This is true. She is spot on with this, but it is kind of ironic to hear somebody say that does that all the time.
Your own actions and what you say. I never asked you to white knight for me. I never ask any Beezers to do any of that. I don't tell people to attack other people. I don't tell people to come to my defense. I don't need it. I don't need people to come to my defense for me. I'm fine. But I never, ever asked you, ever, to do any of these things for me. You actually look very ridiculous to now sit there and completely 180 and contradict everything you've said and done for years.
I have to agree with her here. But I also think that Missy Moo is a flip-flopper. She has flip-flopped. She's supported you, not supported you. She always comes back and grovels at your feet for the attention. So I do agree with her on that one.
Lies included. Again, sadly using Cuba Rage, which happened. How long are people going to hold that over my head, being drunk and saying vile things? What's the excuse of some of these reactors who are sober and say really vile things? You don't believe me? Go to Twitter. Apparently it's a cesspool over there. I haven't had a Twitter. I've had a Twitter for maybe 5 minutes and I was like, nope. I don't ever see this stuff, and honestly it's really helps my mental health. I don't have to see it, so I mean, why would I have a Twitter? It's funny that you're so anti Chantal now, and you're supporting somebody who bullies other people online every single day. I really, I don't know. You can all sit there on your high horse, thinking I'll never change. I've proven you wrong with so many things that you never thought I could do. Um, People underestimate me a lot. And again, silence is not weakness. Silence is golden. Silence is a sign of self-restraint, of maturity. And why would I give my attention and fight back with people who are not worth it? Why? It's just a perpetual game of drama over
I agree, but but here we are, Chantel. Here you are, reacting, fighting back with them.
drama over drama. Someone else is the flavor of the week, and it's just so high school. It's just so beneath me at this point, and it's beneath everything I'm trying to do to improve myself. I just can't, because people rely on these reactions to do their own reactions, and if I don't, they ruminate over old things I used to do. Like, the level of obsession with my life is weird on all fronts.
Okay, is that the reason that you did this video? To give the reaction channels something to talk about so that they're not going over retro content? Was that the purpose here?
On all fronts, Charlie is no better than FFG in that way, at all. Like, because she's still probably live right now talking about me. Like, there's probably somebody live right now talking about me in a hypocritical way, and it's just weird. I've also realized people don't want you to defend yourself. They want somebody to be the target of their constant abuse, and now they have this whole "I'm an animal abuser" thing to justify their actions further. So I realize it's never gonna stop. I'm always gonna be targeted, and that's fine. If you want me to be your beating post, go for it. Again, that's all on you. It has nothing to do with me. What people say and how people treat me is none of my business. So I'm in another country. We're gonna have a lot more content on the couples channel. We have done a lot of things in Kuwait so far. But there are a lot of other things to do, and it's Ramadan, so we are actually not going to travel till after Ramadan. Things are just way too expensive and way too crowded, and it's just harder when you're fasting and you're supposed to just be reflective and pray and spend time with friends and family. So again, lesson here is running your mouth, how good of insults how good you can slam somebody, how good you can insult them, doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. It's so easy to tear someone down. It's so easy to insult them. That's lazy content. You call my content lazy. It's even lazier to just sit there and pick apart somebody and, dog walk them, whatever. I mean, to me, being the bigger person and the stronger person is being silent and living your
Number 3 here, pointing this out. Here we are, Chantel. Being the bigger person, being silent, but here we are.
life. The best revenge is living a good life. And, your idea of what a good life is, sitting in a room, raging over somebody's content that you hate all day and plotting against them. If that's how you want to live your life, totally fine. That's your idea. I can't dog you for that. Me, my life, I like it here. We like our apartment. We like our life. I love being in Kuwait, more than Canada. So, I mean, I'm allowed to live my life how I want to, and you don't have to believe that. That's fine. You're whatever, So, yeah. So that's about it. I've said a mouthful. I didn't think the video would be this long, but I just wanted to get those things off of my chest. Because again, it's still the same issue, and it always will be. Foodie Beauty is boring. Chantel's boring. Her content's boring. But people watch my every single move. They watch every single...
Again, I'll say, for me and my channel, I watch to see those glimmers of the old Chantel. Not everything was bad about the old Chantel. Who would have thought some of the retro content that's out there, we would actually miss those days? Because even though you were a complete mess and you were a complete train wreck, you were able to laugh at yourself. You were able to have fun. You were quirky and funny and interesting. You've let everything that says Chantel go about yourself. You have completely transformed into a female Sala.
thing I do. And you know what? I'm grateful for that. Thank you for paying attention to my life, I guess. So anyway, we will see you in the next video. We have a lot of interesting things planned. Again, for the ASMR channel, we plan on doing a lot of beach ASMR. Not just ASMR videos, but also relaxation videos, like driving, walking around Kuwait, stuff like that. So And being at the gym has improved my stamina a lot too. So I'm thankful for that. Alhamdulillah. I really just try to keep focused on why I'm here on this planet. I'm not here to please myself. This is something that I've lived my whole life doing, is just pleasing myself with everything, you know. And it's a very self-absorbed lifestyle. Um, Whenever you realize that things you need in life.
You know what else is self-absorbed? Excusing behavior. Not That's not owning it, Chantal. You can come on here and you can apologize, but when it's followed by a but, that's not taking ownership of the stuff you have done, or even the stuff that you're doing recently.
To please God are not material things. You don't worry about things like views. You don't worry about things like how much money you're earning. If we have enough money to earn to live and to travel and to start a family and to do things, outings and stuff like that. In the meantime, take our family and friends to dinner. I'm totally happy. I'm totally happy with that. Alhamdulillah. Like how can I not be grateful? Being grateful is the key to happiness. Um, like we have a small apartment, but we chose this place to live, and we have a roof over our head. I mean, how can I not be grateful for that? How can I not be grateful for everything I have in my life? Everyone should be grateful. When you're grateful for what you have, it's hard to be miserable and focus on what you don't. So these are just like lessons I'm learning that are really, really helping um, with my everyday life, with my life, and I know it will be helpful for my future. Uh, I feel like my past was so messy for a reason. It makes me appreciate a better future for myself. I've had to learn a lot of lessons that um, on my
Things strangers have no business holding me accountable for.
own through a lot of these hardships and a lot of these um, bad things I went through. You know, So again, continue to think of me what you want. Ruminate over my leftovers of my past. Do what you have to do to keep any hate towards me going. It's not my problem anymore. The only thing I'm focused on is my relationship with God, my husband, my family, Howie, and learning from my mistakes. Um, just trying to become a better person, man. That's it. You know. So, um, so that's all, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't hurt anyone. I really just come on and do my own content, um, and just don't really target anybody on a daily basis. Like some people, I don't do that. So that over there, I mean, that right there, I see that as a win in my book for sure. So, anyways, thanks for listening to what I had to
You don't target anybody, and yet you've named specifically two creators just in your title alone.
say, and that's it. I'm out. Bye.
And that is it for that. All right, guys, if you are still here at the end of this video, if you would please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you're alerted anytime I put new content up. Most of my content is live streams. I live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Eastern for Wake Up, Dammit. And if you could also please hit that thumbs up before you go, I really appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.